You say there's a contradiction between Mark 15:25, where it says, it was the third hour when they crucified Jesus, and John 19 verse 14, it was about the sixth hour when Pilate was presented to Jesus. So based on Jewish time, Mark 15:25 would be talking about roughly 9 a.m. again, Jewish time counted from sunrise, and John 19:14 meant it would be roughly 12 p.m. if using Jewish time. So on the surface, according to you, it is a contradiction. But like you say, let's do some more research. Let's dig a little bit. Let's go into the history. Let's understand this a little bit more. Now, a very strong argument against this that many scholars adopt is actually the fact that these two writers are using two different means of interpreting time. John is using Roman time, which is time as we know it today from midnight, and Mark is using Jewish time. And so if John is using Roman civil time, and we say John 19 verse 14, he says it was about the sixth hour, and this Roman time starts from midnight, then 6 hours from midnight would be 6 a.m. So John is actually saying that at 6 a.m. or round about 6 a.m., Jesus was still with Pilate. And that fits perfectly because the crucifixion did happen after 6 a.m. Then Mark says that Jesus was crucified around the third hour or around 9 a.m. if we look at Jewish time. And this matches the timeline. So let's actually go through this. At 6 a.m. you have the Pilate trial that's nearing its conclusion, and this is John 19:14. At 9 a.m. or around 9 a.m. the crucifixion begins according to Mark 15:25. At around 12 p.m. we've got darkness covering the land according to Mark 15:33. And around 3 p.m. Jesus dies according to Mark 15 verse 34 to 37. So this shows me that there's actually no contradiction whatsoever. John's gospel is simply looking at a Roman style of timekeeping, whereas Mark was looking at the Jewish time. That is not a contradiction. It is simply exactly what we come to expect from two different writers using two different time systems. And so as we interpret it according to that, you see how that just lines up perfectly.